This is episode 6 of flipping cars until I'm able to buy my dream car. 2 episodes ago, I finally sold my first car, barely breaking even. Last episode, I was trying to find cars, and this episode, I might have finally found my source for cheap cars to buy and flip. So let's go take a look and see what I did. So in the last episode, I told you guys about a new strategy that I was gonna try of going to dealerships and asking if they would sell any trade-ins to me. Now, I went to 4, one of them was actually successful and I was actually able to look at a car. I sent them an offer, here's the clip. But if the test drive goes good and everything checks out, I can offer $1,000.
We wouldn't be able to do that.
Unfortunately, they said no. So I was looking for cars. I test drove one off Facebook Marketplace, and then recently I went to 4 more dealerships, the 4th one being very, very promising, and here's the story about that. Since the last episode, I've gone to 3 more dealerships, all 3 of them saying different things. The first one, right off the bat, wasn't the most promising. The owner stated that he isn't allowed to sell cars to minors, so he'd have to sell it to one of my parents. This was fine, it just showed me that the owner wasn't really willing to play ball. He also said that the person that manages all the inventory wasn't in that day, so he'd give me his business card to call later. I went across the street to the next dealership, and this one was definitely the worst out of all the ones that I've been to so far. The owner was pretty negative towards the idea of helping me, and he even said this.
You know, what you're offering is really nice, but nobody's gonna help.
He showed me what he had in the back anyway, and the first thing he talked about was this old diesel Volkswagen. It was a manual and had over 300,000 miles. I don't remember what he offered to sell it for, but I have no interest in buying a car with that many miles. The next car he pointed out was this Camry. He said they spent $7,500 fixing it, and it still wasn't ready to sell. And the last car he told me about was this old Camaro. I asked how much he wanted for it. Then I asked how much he thought he could get for it if he just sold it on his lot. And I'm not joking, he told me the same exact price. So it was obvious, he was just trying to sell his cars to me and not actually willing to help. Now, for the best dealership and the most promising one that I've gone to so far, it was about half a mile down the road from the last one. And as soon as I walked in and told the owner Darren about my story and what I was trying to accomplish, he seemed super excited to help. He spent about an hour showing me 6 different cars that he got on trade-in. Some would need work, so I scanned them for codes, and he was super straight up about what he wanted for them. He told me that he would sell them for what he took them in on trade for. Then I went home, did research over the weekend, and on Monday, I went back in to let him know what I thought. So we're on our way back to the dealership that I was at on Saturday. We're gonna take the Ford Focus. Hopefully we're gonna take it to his mechanic, get a quote on how much it'll cost to fix the transmission. I got my buddy here, he's gonna be filming everything. So we're gonna go and hopefully we're gonna buy a car today. All right, this is my buddy Connor. He's gonna film for me. So we're here. All right, good to see you. Okay, so I think my best option for now will probably be the Ford. Okay, so I called your mechanic and I told him the codes that I scanned, and he said to bring it into the shop so he can scan it with his machine to see what they can do today. So I was wondering if I could bring somebody, one of your guys, to bring it.
No, you can run.
Okay. We took the car into his mechanic, and here's what they said. Okay, so we took it to the shop, and they scanned it, and they said it had there's 2. It could have been it could be a $500 fix or a $2,500 fix. Probably, yeah. And so they're call this guy. He does transmissions, and so we call him, and he's I told him the car and everything. He's like, yeah, I don't work on those cars. I don't work on those transmissions. So it probably.
Who was it that they?
I don't remember their name. He just gave me his number. He's like, this is my transmission guy, and so so I just called him and said, yeah. Do you have anything else that came in while I was gone?
No, other than just all that we went over.
Okay.
Nothing over the weekend really.
Okay. Okay.
Every few days, man. Don't hesitate.
Okay.
Just give me a ring.
All right, will do. Appreciate it. So there's a Ford. Didn't buy it. It's gonna be a really expensive fix. Transmission guy won't work on it, so we're gonna. Series continues. We don't have a car yet. Now we're back on the hunt looking for cars, but this dealership is still super promising. The owner Darren seems super willing to help, so I definitely think I could probably get a car from them. So it's been a week since I went and looked at that Ford Focus, so I'm gonna go back to the dealership and see if he has any more trade-in cars for me, and maybe there'll be another deal to buy. Okay, so I have pretty big news. We are actually going to get a car that we will be able to sell. I'm not buying this car, but I am selling it. So the dealership, the owner, he wants me to sell this 1987 Porsche 944, and the agreement is anything that I can get above 7 grand, I get to keep. So let's say I sell it for 8 grand, I get to pocket $1,000, which I think is a pretty good deal. I don't have to put any money into it. I might as well take it. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to get more than 7 grand. There's really not a ton of these Porsches for sale in the market, especially on Facebook Marketplace. There's like none for sale on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm gonna have to do some pretty creative things, maybe some car shows, or maybe some Porsche communities, or things in like California or something where there's gonna be more enthusiasts for this kind of Porsche. It does have 260,000 miles, but it still does run and drive, and it is a manual, and I think one of the coolest parts, kind of looks like this, and it has pop-up headlights. Also, you guys should join the Discord server because everyone in there gets live updates of what's going on. So if you want to know like when the next car is or what's happening to the Porsche, if it's sold yet or not, definitely go join the Discord server and the link in the description. Without further ado, let's go get the Porsche. Well, I got a Porsche. Somehow, I have a Porsche in my driveway. Now I'm gonna explain how I got this Porsche, how I technically don't own it, but I am still going to hopefully make money off of it. If you guys remember, the dealership auto haul was super helpful. The owner, Darren, really wants to help me out. The Ford Focus was something that I was looking at, but it was gonna be too expensive to fix. So I come back a week later and he says, I have this Porsche that I want you to sell for me. So basically I'm taking this Porsche, the dealership still owns it, it's not under my name. I don't have any money into this yet, and he wants me to sell it for him. So I'm gonna detail it, I'm gonna get some pictures. This car is so pretty. Like, it's 1987 Porsche 944, 260,000 miles, 5-speed manual transmission, and I mean, I'll put some B-roll up, but it looks really freaking good for 1987. There are definitely cosmetic defects, like obviously the paint, the windshield is cracked, and there's a little bit of an exhaust leak. Suspension is a little bit worn out. The steering doesn't feel great. Other than that, great car for an enthusiast that really likes Porsches and really wants this kind of old style of Porsche. Okay, so it is pretty early in the morning. It's like 6:30. I live in Arizona, so it's starting to get pretty warm in the afternoons now. Today's like the high is like 90 degrees. So I'm gonna do some interior detail today. I want to vacuum, clean the windows, wipe down the dash and everything and get all the dust out. But I think I'm gonna start off with vacuuming. There's obviously some interior bits that are kind of broken, like the center console thing. The glove box is kind of weird, but I'm gonna start off by vacuuming. Okay, last thing that I'm gonna do before pictures is I'm gonna wash it. I'm going to clay bar it, and then I'm gonna polish, and then I'm gonna add ceramic coat. So we're doing a full paint cleanup. It rained a little bit, so it got dirty. But the first thing I need to do is I need to take off this little cover thing. Okay, so I finally was able to take that off, and this is what the headlights look like when they're popped up. It looks so cool with some pop-up headlights. And this front is very, very dirty, and it is damaged a little bit right there. It looks like in great condition. There's not really any rock chips or paint chips other than this and this, which I'm pretty sure that's what that's for, is to keep everything safe. Porsche logo looks good. Pretty car, ready for a wash. Forgot to take off these side mirror covers. Okay, we got some clay bar, soapy water. Let's get clay bar in. After a little bit of clay barring, it's not super dirty, but I did get some, especially off the front end. I got this polisher off Amazon, it's like 80 bucks. And I have the compound from the last car. We're gonna polish it, and I'm kind of nervous. Never done this before. The last step before we take pictures and list the car is to add some ceramic coat. And thanks to avalonking, I have this Armor Shield 9, and they are sponsoring this video, but I've used the product. It works fantastic for other cars, and we're using it here for the Porsche. So while I coat the car, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about the ceramic coat. Why would anyone ceramic coat their paint? Well, it fuses with the paint, ensuring that it's safe for many, many years, and avalonking guarantees a 2-year longevity on all their ceramic coating products to ensure your car stays safe for as long as possible. They have over 300,000 happy customers and over 3,000 5-star reviews. So thank you avalonking for sponsoring this video. If you guys do want to check out any of their products, I would highly recommend so. I'd also use the link in my description to get $30 off your first order to ensure your car's paint stays safe for years. Now, it's finally time. We're gonna let the sun set a little bit into golden hour and get some great pictures of this car, and we'll be ready to list it. Now that the car is ready, I took it down to a great spot during golden hour and took some beautiful pictures. Here they are.